Hi guys, welcome to the Den Unracked. We're here with myself, Watty Watt, Dylan Armbrust, known as Dill Pickle, and Brandon Young. We decided to do this podcast because we're all kind of in the fitness community and kind of have other things, topics that we'd like to talk about. And we just had a common thought of, hey, why not get together and discuss all things that come to our head? Fitness, finance, and FUBAR. One of our guys on this, my co-host, Dylan Armbrust, and Brandon Young, our producer, was the brainchild behind this, saying, hey guys, let's get together and we'll just shoot an Armbrust and we'll just go over and make it unhinged. So Dylan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Myself? Well, that's a lot to tell, but I'll tell it in short. Just a guy that loved lifting weights, did some bodybuilding shows, opened up a gym. Been doing the gym business for about 20 years. I did competing. I judge. I'm an MPC, IFBB judge. I also promote shows and just love bodybuilding, fitness, finance, and FUBAR.
And remember, Dylan earlier tried this out and said he was a meathead. So just to let you guys know what a meathead is, it's nothing to do with your meat between your legs.
Yeah, because of meathead too. That's fine.
Brandon, what got you into this and how do we know you?
Yeah, so I'm a bodybuilding photographer. I've been in the industry just about 5 years, but always my favorite sport. And I have got my start here with NPC Colorado shows. And then for the last 4 years, I've been an official photographer for the Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, and tell us how you got that first start. Why don't you tell us that story?
Yeah, so first show I went to in Colorado was the Colorado Cup, and I think 21 maybe. It's COVID years. And I snuck my camera in. I think that was the year that we had what Brett guest posed. We did the Ultimate Warrior thing. I know Phil won an award that year. Was that 21?
Yeah, that was a good year. That was a big show that year. It was a lot of fun.
Snuck my camera in.
Yeah, I had a hard time catching. There was a lot of people at that show. You probably camouflaged in good.
Yeah. And I snuck right up front, got a bunch of pictures, sent them through the chain, and then got connected with Baylor, and we kicked off.
You're suspended now for 2 years.
If you guys don't know, that's like really not a good way to start, because he was in the bathroom getting all the backstage, shooting under the stalls, and we kind of wondered, what are these you're submitting?
Dude, I'm just checking people's trunks. So I got to make sure the regulation.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to hear this.
So first off, we're in the gym industry, and that's what really commonly bonds us. And with that being a thing, you always have podcasts based on that, and we will touch base on those things, but it doesn't just have to be gym. Fitness is marathon. I went to a marathon this weekend. There's 28,000 runners. Dylan, he's involved in other things. He's shooting. That's a lot of fitness. Brandon's a part of other things like high rocks and all these things. So that will be things that we touch base, just not bodybuilding world. Going back to fitness, you're a gym owner, and in this forefront of the world is like, it's a worldwide place for equipment. How do you decide which equipment you're going to buy for this?
Well, the fitness industry, just as we all know, is starting to take off like crazy. Kids are into fitness. They're not into, stealing their parents' car after midnight and going and getting drunk anymore. Like
good old days.
Joyriding. That's what we call joyriding. I used to steal cars and joyriding.
It's growing, and there's a demand for, all this gym equipment. So all these manufacturers are coming out, which is a good thing for gym owners. And you got to really, I would never buy a machine without trying it. And luckily, I've been a bodybuilder for several years, so I know when a machine feels good and when it doesn't. And but a lot of things are going to machines. Back in the day, what we do? Bent over rows, squats, deadlifts, and
basic stuff. Now I see this
like
stuff.
Somebody told us to go do a machine. We were like, screw that.
I mean, Dylan, if you guys don't know, when Dylan, he spends a lot of money on this equipment. Like these, I've heard this Pinata stuff is like $18,000 per piece, or can be upwards towards. And like then they got mega mass and all this. Where does it matter how much a piece is? Does it mean it's better like a car? You buy a Lamborghini, that's the Pinata thing, or you buy the Camry, which is like maybe the hammer strength. Like, does it matter how much you spend on something? Or?
It just depends. In my own personal experience, it's sometimes the less moving parts, the better, because moving parts eventually break apart. So that's why hammer is so great. Back in the day, it just spins on an axle and you push out. But a lot of these new machines feel great, and a lot of them are built very well, and a lot are built very crappy.
Right. I mean, it's just like I think things back then are kind of a little more durable than things are now. It's kind of like relationships now. They're not as durable, but our parents were married 40, 50 years. But yeah, I agree that
it's just like that old saying, just because it feels good doesn't mean it's right.
It's not true.
That shit's going to break down on you.
So when we go into this, and how long you've owned this gym?
18 and a half years. Next year will be 19. We're
Wow.
coming up on 20 in about a year and a half, so it's going to be pretty cool.
And seeing that, like, you've obviously seen how the economy has shifted, and we down the street, I think you have like Wheatridge, Arvada and stuff. Have you seen that affect how your members or the prices you have to change because you have a $8,000 piece and you got to afford that? How do you do that?
I've always just been a big investor back into the gym because
Okay.
I love coming to my
Yeah.
job every day.
Yeah.
I love training. I love seeing people go, wow, this gym's badass. And fortunately over the years, it's becoming more of an anomaly. With all the Olympias won here, the national champions, NFL players that train here, stuff like that. It's like that they come here for that vibe. So
Yeah.
it's
definitely
been
has
pretty cool.
that. Definitely has that. Brandon, you've been in probably a lot of different places, and you're also, one of the official talkers at the Olympia. Do you feel when you come into Armbrust that different vibe, or how does it? You've been all over. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I remember the first time I came here, something just felt different, and it's almost like you can feel the history here.
Yeah.
And you feel
100%.
because a lot of people, because I'm a personal trainer too.
Yeah.
And people that are inclined they'll go to a big commercial gym because it's less intimidating, and you have all these kids that don't know what they're doing. They don't love training, and then you come here. And these are people that love training. You almost feel Heath in these walls and all the great athletes that have been here.
Dude, I walk through the door every morning at like 4:45.
Wow.
Almost 5 o'clock because I train at 5 in the
I go
morning.
to bed at 4:45.
No, he is not lying either. And that's good because I used to pass him in the hallway in Vegas and he's going to bed at like 7 a.m. So
Yeah.
he's improved a little bit.
So at 4:45, you come through this door, and what do you see? Because
I feel the energy. I'm like,
Really?
It's time to train. Let's get it on. I've got these great morning members, and everybody's just getting after it. And it's like it does. It just the rest of the day I'm just electric. By 2 o'clock though, I'm ready to go to sleep.
Do you
I'm getting old and
nap
tired.
time?
Going to that, and we're in a day and age where social media and Instagram and all these other things. Do you feel that the athlete that's walked through these doors has changed, or do you feel it's the same kind of athlete?
No, it's definitely changed. The sport's a heck of a lot more popular now. Back in the day when it
was a cult.
Remember
It was
when
a
I
cult.
opened this out? People were telling me I was going to fall flat on my face because
Oh, yeah.
it was all about training into these big box gyms back then.
Yeah.
And we just kind of with you and I both, we
Yeah.
helped build this culture. We had the first posing classes, basically ever back in 2008. Out there, we'd move the dumbbell stuff out
Well,
of the
we
way.
used to do it together with me, you, and Phil Eads.
Yes.
Back in 2001 and 2 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just is what it is, dude.
Yeah. The one thing I see that I recently saw was the numbers at the Arnold have come back. Tremendously.
That's because the sport's growing again.
Yeah,
the sport is growing up full.
But we didn't see the numbers at the local, but we do see it at the nationals, and we do see the interest in the pro level. Is it because people are scared and they don't know much about it? All they see is the big show, and they don't see the small show where you should start. This is where you should start.
I think social media may contribute to that a little bit. Everybody wants to have a social media account and say they're a pro or there's some kind of famous fitness because that is why the sport's growing. These kids love this; they're going crazy over it now, which I think is a good thing. But I just hope it doesn't turn out being toxic to some of them, realizing some of them want it, but they realize we all know how hard the work is now, and not everybody's going to change, but it's I just wish everybody the best because it's a hard sport.
I've ruined a few relationships because of my dedication. Just kidding.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. Well, going on to that, one thing, because of the world changing, I've noticed that finance becomes a big issue in doing the sport, but also like just doing life in Denver. You're here and there. I'm sure you're your admissions or entry fees have gone up, but it's the same thing. Look at our house prices are like $540,000 for the medium house. What have you seen how that stuff's reflecting the gym and also your life? And you have 2 children. How's it affecting their lives?
I don't know. I just come to work every day and grind. I really don't pay much attention to anything, but I will tell you this, as a business owner, you watch the economy and what it does. And I can tell you, we are at our peak at about 2018 here in Colorado. Everything was thriving. And then even in 2019 till COVID hit. And when COVID hit, I think Colorado still really started to get itself in some trouble financially, make some people unhappy. We started losing a lot of, the population, whatnot, because of the COVID lockdowns, the way, people were treated, businesses were lost, stuff like that. So it's, I'd like to see Colorado make a comeback. I think it's kind of at a stalemate now, kind of waiting to see, just like, what's going to happen. I did talk to a real estate guy today, and he said, the real estate's pretty solid here right now. He says it's not awesome, but it's solid.
I mean, like I obviously have a few other businesses besides training, and I know that lease negotiation Colorado, when it's under 3,000, is a lot more competitive. But then when you get in those big 10,000 square feet, you get a little more breaks because there's not as many businesses, renting out. Like we saw Denver is at 30% vacancy because of the office buildings. Yep. And then Denver County is like $1.8 billion in debt in county. Like, I don't know how that affects here, and if it's affected.
Oh, it affects taxes because they got to make up for that money somehow. So it's going to make, they're going to raise our property taxes. They're going to make whatever taxes they can do. That's
mine increased terribly.
They need to do it. Especially property taxes.
Yeah.
Because we've always prided ourselves on having reasonable property taxes. So they're like, let's go after the property taxes now. So.
For sure. One thing I've been thinking about doing, and I'm a diehard rancher. I'm from the country. I pride myself on gas guzzlers, but this is the first year because of gas prices. I've seen it hit $5. I think we're at $6 in some places. California chose $7. Diesel prices out astronomical, and I just sold my diesel. What do you guys think about? And I've been looking into it. Don't judge me on it, but hybrids and EVs.
I'll let Brandon answer that.
Yeah, I'm a gearhead. I grew up on motorcycles. I used to drag race, so I love fuel. I love engines, but I live in Firestone, so I'm about 36 miles north of here. And I was driving a car that got 20 miles per gallon. It was tuned, it was fast, it was fun, but I was spending $15 a day on gas. So I switched to a plug-in hybrid, and part of me died doing
because
that.
It feels like you're in a vagina box.
It's true, yeah.
Right?
My wife has a hybrid.
Oh, your wife has a hybrid?
No, she doesn't have a hybrid. She has a full electric car.
And sorry about that reference, but it just feels like, the gas guzzles and what makes the world like the home improvement, that's not really what we need to be doing.
Dude, if you're a man and you don't love the roar of a motor, you probably need to get your testosterone checked.
Really? Yeah, I agree. I'll be honest, you watch, and it is a new world because the guys younger than us like different things. Harley, they've changed to electric too and stuff, and so people. I think our first noise ordinance in Denver came about a decade ago. Remember, you couldn't have your decimals on your pipe so loud. But I do think, even as me trying to be so masculine, even though I don't have a mustache or a beard, I think that I might want to switch because I'm like, man, I don't know this, but it even makes sense.
Hey,
because
Watty, they're making these electric cars that drive themselves for people just like
I know.
you.
By the way, guys, so I am a 1/8 Asian. If you don't know, that's pretty high up on the statistical rating of a bad driver. And I just got in a wreck before I got here, so that's my 7th wreck in 1 year. So I hope Geico's not listening. But I don't know if I should go spend it. Do you really save money on buying a hybrid? Do you really save money switching over? Because you got a compact car, it goes 30 to 50
I think
miles.
if you're around town, I thought I'd never say this, but electric car makes sense if you're around town because you just plug it in at night and then, you drive it around the next day. If you're going to go on a long trip or, you're driving up kind of some, maybe your round trip to work's like an hour and a half, 45 minutes both ways. I'd rather have a gas car just because, not that it's all going to die out then. It's just.
Well, that's why I think the argument for hybrid's better because electric, you have the range issues, but hybrid, and I can plug mine in at night, so I get a little electric. But when I'm just on gas and hybrid, I'm getting 38 miles per gallon.
Do you plug? And this is a bad question. Do you plug? I think Tesla has these big things they install, or do you just plug it into the wall? I'm sorry to ask that.
You can do either. I mean, you can pay money to go to those.
Car. So you take the thing off and you plug it in almost like you stick a gas.
But where's the other part going?
Yeah, because there's level 1, which is just like that's a 120 coming out of your wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Which
so
takes
slow.
4 days to
You
charge
guys
your
get that?
car
The
halfway.
120.
So I mean,
Or
that's
230 or 220, whatever. Just
so that to like refill my battery on the car takes overnight.
Yeah.
Where if I go to like a level 2 charger,
it overnight fills the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then how
overnight.
long is that? What's the distance it gets you?
No, you're only getting on the plug-in hybrid. You're only getting maybe 40 miles of electric only.
And then it kicks the gas.
Yeah.
But you were talking earlier, and I remember you talking about it, that aren't they doing turbo? We talked about turbo, and then we talked about electric, and then we talked about supercharged. So it's coming out with some of those are coming out with all three.
Yeah, so mine is it's turbo and hybrid, and then like Volvo uses a supercharger and a turbocharger in their hybrid cars, and then Toyota's doing the hybrid
Dude, it's
motor
too much
with
for
the
me.
turbo.
Well, I'm just saying because now that listen, it's like guys, I feel a little more manly about this. I mean, we got turbo on the EV, and I feel good about that. I feel like I could hair my balls out, and let them air out like while I'm driving in my electronic car with no noise. But going on to that, what about that? Not only that, but like, can you imagine trying to afford these cars on, let's say, $15 an hour, $19 an hour minimum wage? That's affecting you. That's affecting your business. That's affecting these people around here that are trying to buy a house at $500.
But here's the deal.
How do you
like,
think that?
why do these kids have to have cars now?
Okay.
You and I didn't get no car. If we wanted a car, we had to go work for it.
Right. That's
We had to buy a piece of shit car. These kids think they deserve something new.
Well, and it is in their reach. We just talked about this. It is more in where you live in America, where you can go out, you want a job, you can go get a job. If you want, you can go buy a car.
Yeah.
Hard work, you can get that.
Yeah.
But they do, because of social media, I do think this, it reflects this life that's not real. Like everybody's
Yes.
happy, everybody's fit. I'm a fat guy, but like everybody's fit, so there's pressure. Everybody's like got these cool cars, but we don't see the other side of that.
You
So
don't.
then it's pressure for everybody to buy that.
Everybody's got pressure. Even the richest guy in the world has pressure. Everybody has pressure, Everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
It doesn't matter.
all we see is this little curated version of people's life. You don't
And
see
if you
the
don't have
hard
pressure,
work.
you're not
thing.
being tested.
Yeah.
It's like you got to have that pressure when that's the God testing you. It's like, hey, okay, wake up.
That circles back to we were talking about earlier with all these younger kids at the gym because of social media making it so popular, and that's where I think you're seeing more young kids using PEDs instead, and you're not seeing the years and years of hard work that back in the 80s and 90s that the guys were putting in.
I mean, I think PEDs are always been around.
For sure.
Like I abused PEDs for a long time. Doesn't reflect now. I don't look like I even touched a weight, but whatever. But I do agree with that. I think that the pressure of living like the Jones, we used to call it living like the Joneses, So like you see someone have it, or you see someone with a hot
and then you gotta
girlfriend,
have it.
and you gotta have
Yeah.
it, And so I just try to take your girlfriend, but. Nowadays, you can create one. You can go buy it, get lip
That was
injections.
cock blocking.
Oh yeah, I cock block. That's what I was calling. No, but like seriously, it's like I'm like, I feel pressure, and I have a lot of cool cars, but I feel pressure of like staying up there where everybody's like you're leading the way, and now I'm like being a little more frugal in my life, and I'm like, should I just get rid of some of these things, move my life into something that makes more sense, and not worry about that shit.
And I think that's what everybody does when they get older. It's like, like the most important thing to me now is just my home. I want to go somewhere and at the end of the day and just be comfortable. I want it clean. I want to organize, and I just want to chill out and escape everything.
I
So
think
I don't need to have anything special there. It just needs to be comfortable and clean, and a place I can. Finish up some work if I have to on my laptop, or just sit there and watch a good hockey game, or
What would be the best thing? Like to tell people out there, it's like I'm talking guys 18, 20, 28, 30, 38, 40, 48, 50, it doesn't change. You still feel pressure to live like, and you might feel pressure from others, but I would find hard pressed not to fall for that shit.
But don't look at it as pressure. Just think at it as that's living, man.
That
it's
is living.
I mean, think of you go out to Africa and these freaking every animal out there is like on awareness all the time because they're gonna
What part of Africa? What part of Africa are we going?
It's like these people, like it's like I mean, this whole thing. It's like you can make what you want out of your life.
Yeah.
In this still in this time of day.
And that's true. Look at what you did.
Look at all the millionaires that are on social media now. They're kids.
I know. It's amazing. That is amazing. But, like all success stories, we saw that, when we were coming in the .com area and the marketing bubble, you wish you just invested in Amazon back then. But now you have like everybody doing high ticket sales online or utilizing their TikTok and stuff like that. That does create an unrealistic thing though, because some people, and like just like we know, supermodels were supermodels, right? We had all these supermodels, but now everybody's a supermodel, and it creates this unrealistic thing that you have to look like that.
Yeah, and all these guys, you talk about pressure. Every minute of the day, they got pressure. They got to make a video to keep making that stuff.
Sure.
They get on and it's hey, action, go. I'm all happy. I'm doing this, that cut. It's like, oh man, it's like I got to get this, And I see it every day.
I do. Well, you do. We're in here, and I coach many athletes, many influencers. Dylan's around them too, and I see what they have to do, and it stresses them out.
Yeah, you see them at like the Arnold walking around. Find your favorite influencer at like the Arnold or the Olympia, and just kind of watch them from afar, and you'll see they're working all the time. That's pressure, but you know what? You got to thrive on that shit.
It is.
I love pressure. I don't necessarily like how it feels, but it brings out the best in me. And I know when I'm under pressure, you're going to get my best.
And then that goes into like our one topic is like FUBAR. Where does that come from? And that's the last topic that we try to go over. It was made famous for a movie called Tango and Cash. It's called Fucked Up on All Recognition. And in this life, I think that thing right there is a big thing that we all are trying to strive for. It's swifted from TV to social media, and it's messed up how like the Kardashians are portrayed, and life is portrayed so perfect, but we can't live up to it. I don't know how that affects you guys. Because look at this. Look at what you're creating here. I think you have to feel the pressure to create the best gym because you have all these people looking for you to be the industry standard. Do you feel that?
I feel it from within.
Yeah.
I don't feel it from other people.
From within.
Like I want to be that person. I want to be the standard. And I was talking to a gentleman tonight, that I was talking about real estate today, and he goes, you know what it is? He goes, it's you always have great equipment. That's not the issue.
I don't know.
He goes,
about...
but when I come in here, dude, he goes, I get chills.
Yeah, I do.
He goes, I think about all the history in here, and like, so I feel I need to keep creating that history. I'm
really?
Looking for that next big kid. I help all the athletes out here. I let them watch me pose, whatever.
Yeah.
I like seeing Colorado succeed, and I'm waiting for that next great person. Maybe Fleming's that guy. He's a big kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fleming, he's a pro.
It's a big
kid. He's actually from Africa, like Dylan referenced earlier. Sorry, Flem. But anyway, like we're doing that, and we get those guys in here. I think you got to create that thing so they also know failure is okay, because I talked to Fleming a few times, and these guys, and they see these guys like, say, and all these young guys flying up the ladder, which is a fucked up beyond all recognition kind of thing, because not everybody has that life. There is going to be fall down.
But you think of the FUBAR. Look at like two guys that were in here, Brett and Martin.
Yeah.
Martin, I talked to him the other day on the phone. He's so happy to be off social media. He goes, man, I can focus. I can do what I need to do. He goes, it's great, because
and we're talking about Martin Fitzwater, a good friend and guy that used to come to this gym. He's climbed the ladder from Wyoming all the way up from state champ to a top tier preliminary pro, and he's
trained here at Armbrust for years with Brett,
and he's kind of cleared his plate out of the water, or cleared his plate so he can get on to bigger and better things besides bodybuilding.
But he got away from social media. So social media, there's nothing glamorized about social media other than the people getting the checks in the mail.
But do you think, I feel pressure, and I'll tell you guys this right now. I've been a top something for something so long, and I don't want to but a coach, a fighter, a wrestler, And I feel pressure, but I don't want to do it. That's kind of why I'm doing this, is because I want to tell my feelings about life and my things that it's not always positive. I feel the pressure. Like I see bigger teams, or coaches that do better than me because they're afraid to post. But I feel pressure, even though
No, absolutely. And that means you're human. That's a good thing. But it also probably doesn't make you better.
Yeah. And sometimes it makes me
Keeps you on your
resentful.
toes.
At the late at night, I'll be like, fuck that guy. Why'd he get it? Oh, that chick's dating this chick. Oh, man, I should have
But
had
that
her.
whole time you're saying, fuck that your guy. You're like,
Just
fuck
kidding.
that guy. Watch this shit.
Yeah.
So that's the key. When that motivation comes from within to do better instead of trying to do it for
some
other
people
people.
fold.
Yeah.
A lot of people fold with that.
No, absolutely.
And some people just fucking thrive, man.
No, like I go through the day and I don't know if you guys go that, but you're like doom scrolling and you're like thinking some messed up thoughts in your head. And then you forget that was in your head and you go to the gym. You're like, damn, I feel bad about myself. And that's an effed up beyond all recognition thing because
you want to hear a fucked up?
yeah. Yes. Go ahead. Tell me.
Going to get some hamburgers at a USA competition one year.
Okay.
This was way back, I think, maybe it had to be like 2004, 2005. We're at the Las Vegas USA's at the UNLV auditorium. And I
That
need
was
to
the
go
USA
get some
bodybuilding
cheeseburgers at Jack in the Box. And I'm thinking like short little trip with Watty over to Jack in the Box
shit.
is going to be, and I've told
This is
numerous
after
people this
prejudging.
story. I'm just going to get burgers, man, and get back to the USA and down some burgers and Watty ends up beating some dude up in line at the Jack in the Box. I'm like, bro,
that's not the whole
I
story.
gotta get back, so hurry, get this shit done.
The whole story though is we're trying to, like everybody uses like different methods to fill out.
that's
Dylan went to go
FUBAR.
get a burger. So like we go out to the USA's and then these guys yelling at his chick or daughter. So I think I got to step in to be Mr. Chivalrous. She ends up throwing a shake at me. I start chasing her man around inside the gas station, and Dylan just keeps eating like nothing's going on. And the friend that I was with is like, "You gonna help him?" He's like, "No, this is common." I'm like, "Oh shit!" And it's like that is a fucked up beyond our recognition.
But it was common. I was just like, man, everywhere we go, dude, come on, not right now.
Well, real quick, we're gonna do some rapid fire stuff for this, but we're gonna call it sin and win. Okay,
All right.
and you both gotta go. So, what would you consider pineapple on a pizza? Is that a sin or is it a win?
I mean, I'm fine with it.
It's a win for me.
Yeah,
It's a win for you.
Yeah.
So we got a sin and win. Okay, mullets and mustaches, sin or win?
I'll give it a win.
Which one?
The mullet.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. For
love the
mine,
mullets.
and I don't know, I have the one gene Asian where I can't grow facial hair, so I have to go with the mullet. And I told my Wolf, I think Derek, one of Dylan's guys, Derek Wolf, he's a big 300-pound, played Broncos. He's like, you're under 200 pounds and you have no facial hair, you're a victim. I'm like, Jesus, I hate this guy.
Dude, that guy is a monster human.
Okay.
Man.
What about you? Mustache or mullet, or they sin or win?
I mean, I think, look, growing up in the 70s and 80s, we had non-ironic mullets because that's just the haircut that we had. So, and now, and the mustache, that was all real back then. Now it's almost like
Mustaches are like porn shit now. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
you
I
look
like
a porn
the
star.
mustache. I can't grow one, dude. I grow that Fu
I can't take
Manchu.
it seriously.
I grow that Fu Manchu where they're long and stuff. I go like that. Okay, let's go on this. And this is a big one. And I want all you guys to know, this does not go to girls. This goes to men. Emojis for men after 35. Sin or win, and should they do it?
I use a few. Limited. I use the muscle, and I use the thumbs up, and I use the laugh emoji.
You know, the thumbs up in other countries is like, fuck you.
Really?
I think so. So what about you?
Like coming to America?
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you too.
Such a good
Sin or
movie.
win, emojis, 35 or sorry, emojis first off, sin or win.
I mean, in general, sin, I
Okay,
think.
and over 35, should you use it?
No,
Or men.
I'd say no, and I think people are too lazy with communication now, anyways.
okay.
And I don't
Good
like
point.
when people don't reply with just the thumbs up or an okay.
God,
Use
now I know why he
words.
thinks I'm an asshole.
Okay, one more, and we'll wrap this up. Toilet paper, over or under?
Dude, it's over.
Over.
Over. Just to let you know it's over. Okay.
It's,
Over.
We're gonna go.
That's the only answer. Any other opinion is wrong. Opinions can be wrong.
Guys, this is what kind of things we'll go over. We'll get in depth. We're going to have guests on the show. We're going to go over all kinds of things. Sometimes you'll want to hear, sometimes you won't. We'll give our true, honest opinions, what they are, unrehearsed, obviously.
Yeah, DM us on our social media account.
Which one are you?
I'm Armbrust Dylan on Instagram. Watty, or what is your Instagram?
Watty Watt 01.
And you are.
Brandon Young photo.
You guys want to see somebody that we can access to a lot of guests? You know, somebody you've seen us speak with, hang out with, whatever, or just somebody you'd like to listen to. We'd bring them on maybe and give us some topics you want to hear us talk about.
And
you know,
and that could be anything too, because I mean, between whether it's real estate or fighting or bodybuilding,
Yeah.
I mean, we know
We're
a
gonna
lot
go
of
over
people
other
in this.
topics.
we're gonna even
Obviously.
talk football. And
Football. Yep.
Hockey.
Mendoza. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just lost in the hockey game.
Yeah, it's not looking good for us,
Yeah.
man.
I'll just
Good.
be the engineer on those ones. I can only talk
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
Well, you need
That's
to
okay.
you need
It's
to
okay.
grow more hair on your nuts.
Yeah,
okay?
you do. You got to get a little more wider.
Is
depth
that
in
going to
there.
get worse than
You know,
I do
we
like soccer?
You know, Brandon, we call that casting net. Your net has to get wider. I got a really wide net, you know? But yeah, that's what we're going to go over. This is our first episode. It's going to be obviously a little rough, but we're going to do this every week, and we're going to have guests on it. And write us, see what you guys want us to talk about, and we'll see you next time. And grab your pickle, give it a little tickle. Thanks for coming at the Den Unracked.
Peace.